Galnet News Digest, 28th of July 3306. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, the devil makes work for Ida hands. Tritium Treat for troubled travellers. Welcome to SRV Hell. Ontological confusion besets the Panther clipper. The devil makes work for Ida hands. Following the conclusion last week of the operation to repair Thargoid-damaged stations, galactic authorities have expressed concern over the effect large gatherings of newly unemployed truckers might have for security and the economy. A statement issued by Operation Ida leaders pointed out that they've been hauling repair materials to damaged stations since the 15th of January 3304, which means that the operation took 2.5 years from beginning to end, not 18 months as we said last week. Operation Ida was responsible for the repair of 146 of the damaged stations, and their 1,500 commanders have between them shifted more than 110 million tonnes of repairs, in addition to much more that was stolen at the time of delivery by corrupt freight handling agents in the pay of galactic crime boss Don Antonacci. The motto of Operation Ida is "We Move Mountains," and they've promised that if they're ever needed again they'll be ready and waiting. In the meantime, the commanders of Operation Ida held a massive celebratory party at Malthus Terminal and have completely wrecked the station. Tritium Treat for troubled travellers. Following the critical shortages of tritium last week, Brewer Corporation has issued a free tank of fuel to all its customers as a gesture of goodwill. The Pilots Federation is reported to be working on a fix for the defective limpet controllers that mean that the majority of tritium deposits cannot be mined, and it is expected to deliver a partial fix on Wednesday. The shortage of tritium has hit deep space exploration particularly hard, with the Deep Space Support Array unable to guarantee meeting its deployment targets. However, the tritium shortage does not seem to have affected sales of fleet carriers. As of Monday, there were 13,235 operational fleet carriers in the galaxy. In related news, Brewer Corporation has warned fleet carrier owners that the painting contractors who paint the names onto fleet carriers may sometimes get carried away and paint additional unwanted letters at the beginning of the ship's name. This has already caused some embarrassment and inconvenience for the owners of the fleet carriers, Ann Kerr and Ann King. Welcome to SRV Hell. As one event finishes, two new ones begin. The Keys to the Carrier Buckyball race has ended, and both Slaughter Ball and the 8-wheel drive SRV Endurance Challenge have started. Both new events are multi-week events running on Sundays and inflicting significant damage on Core Dynamics Scarab SRVs. With Slaughter Ball, SRVs are expected to fight to the death, with ships allowed to attack from the air after 15 minutes if there's still no clear winner. The Elite Racers Endurance Championship is likely to inflict significant damage on the competitors' SRVs, but there is at least a reasonable chance that more than one SRV will arrive intact at the end of each stage. Members of the Buckyball Racing Club, notably Shay Blackwood, who also won the Keys for the Carrier time trial, have been participating in the Endurance Championship, with some limited success in the first event. Meanwhile, the Keys Cut While You Wait fleet carrier is suffering from an embarrassing surfeit of Guardian keys, brought there as part of the Keys to the Carrier race. The carrier owner, Commander Kaizen, is believed to be hoping to sell them on Galbay as exotic Aisling Duval branded glow sticks. Ontological confusion besets the Panther clipper. Many commanders have been looking forward for years to the relaunch of the classic Panther as a giant clipper-style carrier. The recent release of fleet carriers threw the prospect of ever seeing the Panther Clipper into doubt. With the enormous capacity of the fleet carrier and the expanded haulage capabilities of the Lakon Type 9, is there really space in the lineup for another bulk hauler? However, when asked last week when the Panther Clipper would become available, a spokesperson for the Pilots Federation, known only as the Toilet Paper King, said,
"We don't have anything to announce about Odyssey at this moment in time."
The spokesperson then went on to partially withdraw his remark.
You'll maybe think Stephen slipped in a low-key confirmed Panther Clipper. No, I have not confirmed anything.
Before going on to say that he was pretty sure that New Zealand was in Australia, and proceeded to pose his Anaconda above Papua New Guinea, apparently under the impression that this was the home of the Kiwis and the All Blacks. The first set of information about what the galactic overhaul, codenamed Odyssey, might mean is due in only a few weeks. The update itself is due in less than 6 months. And that is this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.
Try and find New Zealand on Earth and pose above that for the picture.
Oh, that's going to be so difficult to do because my geography is terrible. What am I looking at just now? I don't know what country I'm in just now. Can you see what I'm looking at, Bruce? Guys, I know New Zealand is Australia. I know that. I just couldn't find it on the way the map was laid out because the planet's upside down. It's not flat.